every day I wake up and I hope you're dead.
I've just seen the newest Noah Baumbach movie, and it was pretty bad. I do respect the guy as a filmmaker. I've seen 2 of his movies already. I've seen Marriage Story and Meyerowitz, but watching his newest Netflix movie, White Noise, I was so distraught at what I was witnessing because it was just not at all what I was expecting going into it, and that's not in a good way at all. He's ditched his usual really grounded and relatable writings of making these realistic characters and putting them in situations that are very relatable to a lot of the viewers watching, to making these very exaggerated caricature of this like 80s family that just does not work in the slightest. And I get, to a certain extent, he was adapting a novel that is apparently really hard to translate onto the screen. Apparently the writing of the novel White Noise is like written weirdly. That's what I've seen. I can't go into extreme detail about it because I myself have not read the book, but apparently the writer of it just has written it in such a way that feels like it is impossible to properly translate on screen, and clearly Noah Baumbach was not the right person to do it. One of the things I can compare White Noise to is Don't Look Up. However, at least White Noise is actually a competently made movie. You know, a lot of the shots are in focus. The editing is actually edited like a movie, unlike Don't Look Up, but it's kind of in the same vein of it just being like very hokey kind of acting mixed with this plot of kind of, I don't know, this kind of world-ending looking thing. Well, it's not really world-ending in this case, it's kind of a bit more minor, but it just reminded me a lot of it. But the props that you can give White Noise compared to Don't Look Up is that at least it is, in fairness, competently made. And there is a couple of really good shots in this movie that I appreciated, but that was not enough to save it for me. This movie runs at only like 2 hours 16 minutes, but it drags so amazingly. I do not know how he somehow managed to make this concept that seems pretty interesting just so boring and not having enough happen in it to warrant such a long runtime. What feels so much longer than just a measly 2 hours. Like, that is nothing. Some movies like that I personally like are longer than that, and the pacing in those are much better than this. I think that's the main thing with it. This pacing in this movie is just terrible, honestly. The movie is also such a mess as well. I feel like it doesn't know what it wants to be at times, and maybe that's on the novel's part. I don't know, I can't say for sure, but at one stage it wants to be this kind of family going through this apocalyptic scenario. One stage it wants to be a vacation ripoff, National Lampoon Vacation ripoff, and on the other hand it wants to have this commentary about the effects of taking prescription drugs, which again is probably a plot point in the novel, but it's just handled in this movie in a way that just I cannot get behind. That's done so not even lazily, just badly, just handled really terribly. This movie's labeled as a comedy as well, and I don't think Noah Baumbach should ever try to write a comedy ever again, because there's absolutely nothing in this movie that was funny in the slightest. If you laughed at anything in White Noise, you are just dumb. I'm sorry. Adam Driver does give a few comedic moments to himself that I found myself kind of laughing at, not out loud laughingly, but just kind of some little inhales and exhale kind of laughs. But that's not even down to the script, that's just his simple little body movements that he does that I just found kind of funny. And I think that Adam Driver does have some pretty good comedic abilities, but it was just not done in this movie. He was kind of wasted, and a lot of the actors in this that tried to do anything worthwhile were wasted in it as well. I can't say whether this is in the novel. Again, it's really bad to try and do a review on this movie without maybe looking at the source material, but the writing in this movie also feels very pretentious. This feels like Noah Baumbach's most pretentious movie that he has made ever. He wants it to be so incredibly deep And how, if that's down to the novel, fine, but good God. And like, it's not the fact that I don't have the capability of understanding it. I realize what the movie was going for. I just think it was handled really badly. This was also his shot in making a kind of weird movie. Characters act in ways that aren't normal to people, just regular people that would watch it. They look at these characters and they go, hey, they're a little kooky, they're a little bit quirky, but it's not in an endearing way like in a Wes Anderson movie, or a very uncomfortable way like a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. It's just weird for the sake of it without any substance. It's almost as if Noah remembered that he was friends with Wes Anderson and helped on a few of his movies, and he thought, hey, what if I take some of the elements from his movies and just put them into mine and make that an entire movie the entire way through? And it just does not work for his style at all. I don't think he should ever try to do something like this again. I hope this isn't the direction he's going to continue going in from now on. I pray it's not. And after this movie drags, after every attempt at comedy fails, and just making an incompetent movie altogether, not shot wise or, filmmaking wise, just in terms of story and everything else, he has the audacity to put in a dance party ending. I'm not even kidding. You know, the trope that you would see in countless of animated movies, he puts at the end of this movie. And he uses an LCD sound system song, which isn't even gonna make me give any extra points to, because it feels like a cheap way of you liking the movie, but it's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work on me, Noah. I just wanted to put this out just to make my little thoughts about this movie, put them out there for anyone to see. But then again, it's just my own opinion. If you want to watch this movie, you can, but I would highly recommend not doing that, just not wasting any time on it. Again, it's 2 hours and it feels so goddamn long. If it is your kind of thing, then maybe you'll enjoy it. If you're looking to cross off another Noah Baumbach movie in his filmography, then yeah, I guess it's worth checking out. But my God, it's definitely not worth it. There was really just nothing to like except from occasional comedic moments from Adam Driver alone, which makes me just give the movie 1 star. Which may be harsh, sure, but I just really didn't like this movie at all. Thanks for watching. I'll have more reviews coming, hopefully pretty soon. I need to get back to doing a lot of these because I've really just lacked a lot last year. But I'll be doing a lot more, so I guess stay tuned for that.